Hello and welcome. I'm an AI expert specializing in modern hospitality, and it's a real pleasure to be here with you today. To all the students of Europe Hotel School, think of this as the beginning of your journey into the very heart of how a truly great hotel operates.
Our goal is simple, to support your professional growth. And to do that, we're going to pull back the curtain on the single most critical element of a successful hotel. It's data. We're going to see how one tiny piece of information, maybe from a single guest, can ripple all the way up to shape major strategic decisions.
So let's start with the big question, right? How does a luxury hotel, this incredibly complex place with so many moving parts, make hundreds of smart, informed decisions, day in and day out? Well, the answer isn't just a gut feeling, it's great data.
To really understand this, we're going to follow the data's journey. First, we'll feel the daily pulse of the hotel's operations. Then, we'll see how we actually listen to guests through data. After that, we'll follow the money. Then we'll see how it all comes together in the manager's strategic monthly report. And finally, we'll talk about how this whole process puts you on the path to leadership.
Okay, let's start right where the action is, the daily data pulse. You can think of this as the hotel's live heartbeat. These are the reports that tell us what's happening right now, this very minute, and they form the bedrock for everything else we do.
First up, and you could say it's the most fundamental, is the daily arrival and departure report. Now, this isn't just some list of names. This is the operational playbook for the day. It tells everyone, front desk, housekeeping, concierge, who's coming, who's going, and when. It's how we make sure rooms are ready and we have enough staff on hand.
And working in perfect sync with that is the housekeeping report. This is a live status board for every single room in the hotel. Is it clean and ready? Does it need service? Is it out of order for repairs? I'm telling you, the entire hotel's efficiency lives or dies by the accuracy of this one report.
And to make sure nothing ever falls through the cracks, we have the shift handover report. Let's say a guest at 3 p.m. tells an agent they need a special dinner reservation. This report is the tool that guarantees the next agent coming on duty at 4 p.m. knows all about it. It's what creates that seamless, incredible guest experience. It's all about continuity.
Okay, so we've got the raw operational data down. What's next?
Well, the next level is all about understanding the human experience behind the numbers. This is where we learn how to turn conversations, comments, and feedback into actual structured data we can use.
And what's really cool here is how we systematize listening. We've got specific reports for feedback, and yes, for complaints, to hear what our guests are saying directly. The front desk log catches all those important little interactions, and the concierge and VIP reports help us track personal preferences. All of them together build this rich, detailed picture of what our guests truly want and need.
Of course, running a beautiful hotel is fantastic, but it's also a business. So our next layer of data has to be about financial health. Here, we're shifting gears from guest experience to the numbers that track our revenue, our inventory, and the hotel's bottom line.
Now here's a distinction that seems small but is actually huge. A no-show report and a cancellation report. They both result in an empty room, right? But they tell you completely different stories. A lot of cancellations might mean our price is wrong or a competitor is running a promotion. A lot of no-shows? That could point to a problem with one of our booking partners. Same outcome, but a totally different problem to solve.
And here's where we start connecting the dots. Every single one of these financial data points, every sale, every cancellation, doesn't just disappear. They all flow into one of the most powerful tools we have, the Revenue Forecast Report. This is the moment daily operations begin to shape our long-term strategy.
Which brings us to the top of the mountain, the strategic view. This is the front office manager's monthly report. This is where all those daily and weekly streams of data, operational, guest-focused, financial, they all come together to be analyzed and turned into powerful strategic insights.
See, a manager isn't just staring at a spreadsheet full of numbers. They're looking for the story. And this report is structured to tell that story, starting with a quick summary, then diving into key performance indicators, or KPIs, and then looking at every single part of the operation. This is how you take an ocean of information and turn it into a clear, actionable plan.
Before we go further, we have to talk about the most important KPI in the hotel world, RevPAR. That stands for Revenue Per Available Room. You get it by multiplying your average daily rate by your occupancy rate. So why is it the king of metrics? Because it doesn't just tell you if you filled your rooms or how much you charged. It tells you how well you maximize the revenue from your entire hotel. It's the ultimate measure of performance.
So let's just walk through a quick example. Let's say the monthly report shows our average occupancy rate was 85%. That's pretty good. It tells us we sold most of our rooms. Okay, next up, the report shows our average daily rate, or ADR, was $250. This is the average price we got for the rooms that we did sell.
And now you put it all together. You take that 85% occupancy, multiply it by the $250 rate, and you get a RevPAR of $212.50. With just that one number, a manager gets a powerful, instant snapshot of how efficiently the hotel generated revenue that month.
But a single number on its own is only half the story. The real power comes from tracking trends over time. When we pop this into a simple chart, we can see in a split second that this month's RevPAR is better than last month's. Right away, that tells a manager that their strategies are probably working and moving things in the right direction.
And here it is. This is where it all comes together. We look at the financial performance section and we see revenue was $15,000 under budget. But a good report doesn't just tell you what happened, it tells you why. And there it is, higher than expected cancellations from corporate groups. We just drew a straight line from a daily report, the cancellation report, directly to its impact on our monthly strategic goal. That's the power of this system.
So, after all that, what does this actually mean for you as a future leader in this industry? It means everything. Your ability to grow, to lead, is directly connected to how well you can understand and act on this flow of information.
If there's one thing you take away today, I want it to be this. True leadership in hospitality isn't just about five-star service. It's about mastering this flow of data. It's about understanding the link between a simple note in a handover report and the bottom line of a financial statement. That is how you turn great day-to-day operations into real long-term success. So, I'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. You just saw that our revenue was down because of those corporate cancellations. With all this data now at your fingertips, what would be the first strategic decision you would make to fix that for next month? Thinking like that, well, that's what makes you a leader. Thank you for your time.